Hi guys, welcome back to my Project Park series. I am sorry that this episode has taken so long to actually get up and do the time lapse and everything. A couple of reasons behind that. I installed Windows 10 to my computer, and therefore when I did that, I actually lost the ability to get back to Windows 8 in my dual boot system. I can only do Windows 10 now. But I didn't lose any files or anything. Everything's still on the other hard drive. I just can't get to them without moving everything over. So I had to reinstall everything on the Windows 10 and then transfer all of those files from the hard drive to the Windows 10 hard drive so that I could use them. Basically, all my custom scenery, my recordings, just basically all the files that I personally have. That took a while to get done, so I apologize about that. Good news is Windows 10 runs pretty smoothly, like much more smooth than I actually expected it to be. Um, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 opens up at least 5 times quicker, I would think, than what it did on my Windows 8 system. So, bravo to Microsoft. They actually did something awesome with Windows 10. And I like the desktop much better than Windows 8. It's kind of a combination of Windows 8 with the older Windows versions. So you have the start menu back, which is cool, but you still keep the pins, which I kind of also liked. Um, I don't know why I like them. I hardly ever use them, but I think it's a cool feature. So what we're doing today in this episode is we are working on the railroad station for our Main Street. So I've decided I wanted to do something kind of a combination between Victorian slash colonial, like the two Disney parks here in the U.S., Disneyland and Disney World. But I really like the Paris station, and you're gonna find that I use a lot of stuff from like Paris in this park because it's a beautiful park. I think Disney really outdid themselves with what they did over there. So I really liked the Paris one, and the station was just really cool. But I didn't want an exact copy of it. I wanted to do something of my own, something that kind of pays homage to everything. So I took about a week or so, maybe even, yeah, about a week, and just kind of sat down and started working on ideas, tweaking this and that. Um, and I finally came up with a plan that I thought looked really, really good. And then I sat down and I started Twitch streaming. Uh, Shameless promotion, by the way. Check out my Twitch channel. And on my Twitch channel, you can actually watch me, play the game and stuff. And you can watch these before they actually become time lapse videos. Uh, and even like comment, help out. I have a hard time trying to find the pieces that I'm looking for. So, hey, if you're an expert in custom scenery, check out my stream. Watch me when I'm streaming. You can help build the park, actually. Oh, yeah, so I'm getting off topic. So back to this, so the station here, I was pretty happy with what I come up with, and I wanted to really get it into the game, and it took me a while to really get started. So I started streaming a couple of nights ago, and then, now that I'm actually done with the station, which I was pretty happy with, then I had to render it in Sony Vegas. Now, Sony Vegas decided to be a little prick for 2 days here, and the problem was it would stop rendering about not even halfway through, like 37%, 42%. It did it to me like 3 times, and it took 3 hours per time to do that. So I left it on, went to work, come home thinking, oh, it's going to be done. I can do my recording over it, do my voiceover, get this up and on there. And that didn't happen because I get home and it's stuck on 42%. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do it again. And it got stuck again. One more time. All right, still got stuck. I rebooted the computer, come back into it with a fresh reboot, and tried it one more time overnight. And this morning I wake up and it is done. So finally got all that done. And so that's what's taken this video so long. I posted the picture up on Shy Guys World of the station as soon as it was done, though, because I was really, really proud of it. And so far, I'm getting some pretty good feedback. Someone told me I should change the walls over to the cook's walls. So I just did that this morning before I started recording the video. I'm not quite sure if I liked it, but I saved a copy of it anyway, just to kind of go and I figure, you know, the next time I'm streaming, I will see what other people think. I may even post a picture of it with those walls onto Shy Guys World and see, you know, what kind of comments I get on that. The thing I don't like about Cook's walls is you cannot recolor them. So they're like this really, really deep crimson red, which I'm not quite sure if I like. Um, I kind of looked over it though. I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it, so I really don't know what I want to do. Um, I don't know which wall to go with. So, you know, I kind of want some suggestions on that. You won't see it in this video though, so sorry. Maybe the next one though. Another thing I'm trying to figure out is I put these iron railings underneath of the station there as you're walking in, like walking underneath the rail station. And they look okay, but it's not quite what I want, so I'm probably going to have to actually do my own custom scenery on that. And there's some windows on the diagonal parts of the main central tower that I'm also probably going to make myself because I couldn't find anything in the game that I actually liked. I ended up just going with something just to kind of get it done, and I don't know if I'll keep that or not. It's a work in progress, obviously. The train that I'm using, I decided to go with, was it Station Jim's train? I want to say Station Jim's. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was Station Jim's train. And it has more of a Disney feel to it. I didn't like the in-game train at all. So I just kind of went searching for it. There was one that I really, 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 really liked, but he never released it. So shame on him, because that would have been an awesome train, and I really would have loved to have that. But, you know, hey, whatever works, right? So I went with the other train, and I'm pretty happy with it. It works out pretty good. Now, one thing I don't do in this video, I don't work on the back of the station here, hardly much at all. I pretty much just do the front of it because I really wanted to get the front done, because that's the main thing you're going to see when you're walking in. I can always work on the back of it at another point once we actually start on Main Street and stuff. And speaking of Main Street, let's talk a little bit about Main Street. Or, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait until we get to the next video when I'm actually starting on Main Street for that. Because I find myself, when I'm recording these videos, I have a hard time trying to come up with stuff to actually talk about. But I don't want to just leave you guys hanging with just, you know, like music, because I'm not sure if you guys actually like that. I think you would probably much rather hear me actually kind of talk about what's going on. I don't know. Comments are welcome on that. If you know, let's actually do that. If you guys want to hear me talk more in the video, then, you know, hey, comment. If you would rather just see the time-lapse video with just me talking maybe at the beginning and end, and then just regular music in between that, let me know that. I want to know your thoughts. I mean, you know, hey, you're my subscribers, you're my fans. Let's see what you guys say. I think most of you, honestly, you don't come for my voice. You come to, you know, see me work on these and see what progress and stuff I'm making. Speaking of which, kudos to all of my new fans, my new subscribers. I appreciate that. I am now up to 28. Yay! I'm getting rich. I think the color scheme on the actual station as well is really, really good. It kind of fell upon me on accident, actually. I was like, I knew I kind of wanted these green roofs. In the testing phases, I used the light green, or the light colored, not the dark colored roofs on it. And then it was just like, I cannot find the right color that I really like. I really wanted to use green though, but I wanted more of a pine green, and I couldn't really find just the right color. So after building everything that I wanted and kind of seeing how it would look, just a general idea, I decided to switch over to the dark colored roofs. I'll show you guys. And then I chose my first color of green, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's the exact color that I want. So then I had actually, instead of using brick on the top, I was using just the regular stucco stuff from Shy Guys World. I decided I wanted to go brick because it was looking more Victorian than colonial, and that really wasn't what I wanted. So my first tests with the brick, I wasn't sure about that either, but in this video, as you see, I mean, it turns out great. And then I just had to find the right color of brick too. Now I decided to use Easy's Walt Disney World bricks down on the bottom of the station to give it more of a concrete stone look, not really a brick, but just concrete block. And I think that worked out well too, especially with those colors. Something else someone has suggested to me is that the colors are a bit too bland. I don't think so. I think maybe that was just the photo that you guys saw in Shy Guys World where it was kind of in a darker angle. The sun wasn't quite shining on it in the game, so it looked like it had like blackish roofs and more of a dark color, I guess, on the brick. But I think when you look at it head on and look at it from different angles, I think it looks pretty good. But I do appreciate the comments that everybody's leaving on it. My last video has gone really, really well. Got a ton of subscribers off of it. I've got comments on it, and Silverette actually commented on it. So hey, Silverette, if you're watching, I appreciate it. I am going to go back and listen to what you said. I want to try some of Old Spice's pine trees on the castle when I get to it and see what I can do with that. So, and also kudos for letting me know those sets. That helped out a lot. Yep. So hey, again, here I am. I'm a little more than halfway done with the video. I'm already out of stuff to talk about. There's really not much to talk about on the station itself because, you know, it's kind of turning into what you're seeing. It's just about, the front of it's just about done except for details here and there. I like the blocks at the bottom of it, how I did not really the arches, but the blocks on the side of the entrances there. I thought that came out really well, but I'm not too sure about the colors. Other colors I tried on it though, and I just couldn't find anything I really liked. But I wanted to kind of put those flags, kind of like the American flag, blue, red, white, and blue things on there, just kind of, you know, because it is the Heritage Park, so I wanted to kind of put some more American feel to it. And those don't seem to fit on any of the railings that I wanted to use. I literally couldn't find anywhere to put those, so that didn't quite work out well. Windows, also the bay windows, I wasn't quite sure about those, but in the end, I feel it does give it a bit more shape, so I decided to go ahead and keep that. So all in all, I mean, this took me, I think I had another 6 hours of video, really, if not 7 hours of video that I had recorded with, so I had to render this down into, you know, the best possible time frame I could. So this video did go a little long as well. Hopefully my next ones won't. Hopefully I'll get back down to around 10, 15, 12 minutes. This one I kind of messed up the station a little bit, but I wanted to get the shape of the outside of it. And I just decided to do one side of it as well. I didn't want to do the other side just yet. So I had to fix my mistakes there. But the heel kind of moving up to it. What I'm going to do is kind of put some curved, I guess, circular paths around the front of that. And this was something I kind of thought of at last minute too, what I'm doing right here. This was something I was like, okay, I need to extend the station out with those. Need to figure out what I want to do kind of on out, because I really like the arched iron rods, railings, arches, I don't know what you'd call them, that I have there in the center. And I wanted to kind of extend that out some, so I was like, well, how am I going to do that? And then I just playing around with it, and it just kind of came to me, and that's how I ended up doing the front of it right there. I think it worked out really well, and I'm so proud of the station. I actually think I like this station more than I do my castle. And I know you guys will probably disagree with me on that, but I mean, the castle, it's still not quite what I want. I've got like this tower on it off to the side that's not connected to anything, and it just kind of looks really out of place. And now that I'm going back and looking at it, I also think it's just a bit too tall. But if I make it shorter, then you can't see it from the right side, so I gotta figure that out. I also gotta figure out how to connect it to the rest of the castle, so I'll be working on that once we get back to the castle. But Main Street is next. Now that we have the railroad station finished, we got our Main Street station. It will be done here by the end of this video. Next episode will definitely be the Main Street, and I really want to talk about it, but I can't because I need to save it for my next video. If I give too much away, then you guys won't want to tune in, and again, I won't have anything to talk about in the next video. So let's talk about some of the comments and stuff. Again, I guess, hey, I appreciate all your guys' comments that you've been leaving. Your suggestions are helpful. Your praise, oh, that makes me feel so great because I'm glad that you guys are liking this. I'm glad that you guys are really appreciating it. I personally don't think it's awesome, but you guys seem to think so, so that's awesome. And hopefully you'll like the station here just as much as you do the castle one, and just as much as I like the station. Because like I said, I really like this station more than I do the castle. And with Main Street coming up behind it, I think you guys are going to be really impressed. I know most of you are commenting that you love how I'm staying with the Disney feel, but I'm also doing something unique. One of the comments on the station on Shy Guys said that the station, it feels just like the Disney parks, but it has my own take on it, which that's exactly what I was trying to do. So I'm glad you guys see that. I also want to kind of apologize for my voice. I literally just got up like about 20 minutes ago, right before I start doing the video. And I think I might be getting a bit sick this week. It's been a long couple of weeks. I've been working a lot of overtime, got a lot of stuff I've been working on. And I just haven't really been feeling well. Plus, everything going wrong with my PC, I couldn't get the park. I just, so many things are just kind of like not going the way I need them to go. And it's been kind of a rough couple of weeks. So on top of that, I think I'm getting sick too now. So, all right, so we're almost up on the end of the video. The station here is pretty much done on the front. Like I said, I didn't do the other side with the heels because I didn't want to mess anything else up. I will do it when I place everything. I expected to have to do that actually this time around, but I ended up not doing it. Next episode, we will actually start with the scenario. I don't want to do sandbox because sandbox won't be big enough, so we're going to do a scenario and increase it. And that's pretty much where we're going to go from there. So I hope you guys like the video. Hope you guys like the station. Leave your comments. I love hearing from you. Seriously, I really, really do. Check out my Twitch channel. Watch as I'm building. You can comment and chat with me as I'm building. That's always great. And I will see you in the next episode, which, if everything goes right, won't be as long as this one was, as far as how long it took to actually get done. So, see you guys next time. Thanks.